Hello, my name is Jisa, and I'm reading Master Dōgen's Shōbōgenzō, and I'm on chapter 37, Shinjin Gakudo, Learning the Truth with Body and Mind. One of the things I found with the practice, when you first turn up and you first learn the routines, the form, is how physical it is. A certain way to sit, a certain way to bow, a certain way to walk in Kinhin. When you go on retreat, very physical. Halfway through the retreat, my knees hurt, my back hurts, my neck hurts. I'm doing yoga, trying to relieve some tension in my shoulders, and it's a very physical practice. So this chapter, learning the truth with body and mind. Shinjin means body and mind, and Gakudo means learning the truth. So Shinjin Gakudo means learning the truth with body and mind. Generally speaking, people usually think that they can arrive at the truth through intellectual reasoning. In Buddhism, however, it is taught that the truth can be attained not by the intellect alone, but through action. Therefore, learning the truth in Buddhism includes both physical pursuit of the truth and mental pursuit of the truth. This is why Master Dōgen called the Buddhist pursuit of the truth learning the truth with body and mind. In this chapter, he explained learning the truth with body and learning the truth with mind, and at the same time, he explained that the two ways of pursuing the truth are always combined in the oneness of action. So we can say that the division of learning the truth into two ways is only a method of explaining the Buddhist pursuit of the truth through action. Okay, let's do this. The Buddha's truth is such that if we intend not to practice the truth, we cannot attain it. But if we intend not to learn the truth, it becomes more and more distant. Zen Master Dai of Nangaku said, "Practice and experience is not non-existent, but it must not be tainted." If we do not learn the Buddha's truth, we are bound to fall into the states of non-Buddhists, Ichantikas, means one who pursues desires to the end and therefore has no interest in the truth. Thank you. And so on. Therefore, former Buddhas and later Buddhas all unfailingly practice the Buddha's truth. Provisionally, there are two ways to learn the Buddha's truth, to learn it with the mind and to learn it with the body. To learn it with the mind is to learn with all the kinds of mind that there are. All the kinds of mind means the mind called citta, the mind called hrideya, the mind called vriddha, and so on. Citta is intention, reason or intelligence. Hrideya is heart. And vriddha is experience. Okay. Intention, reason, intelligence, heart, and experience. Further, after we have established, through sympathetic communication of the truth, the Bodhi mind, we take refuge in the great truth of the Buddhist patriarchs and learn the concrete actions, which are the establishment of the Bodhi mind. Even if the real Bodhi mind has not yet arisen in us, we should imitate the methods of the Buddhist patriarchs who established the Bodhi mind before us. This is the establishment of the Bodhi mind. It is the naked mind, moment by moment. It is the mind of eternal Buddhas. It is the normal mind, and it is the triple world as the one mind. There is learning of the truth through casting aside these kinds of mind, and there is learning of the truth through taking them up. In such instances, the truth is learned through thinking, and the truth is learned through not thinking. In some instances, a robe of golden brocade is authentically transmitted, and a robe of golden brocade is received. This refers to the transmission between the Buddha and Master Maya Kasyapa. In other instances, there is "you have got my marrow," and there is standing in place after making 3 prostrations. Refers to the transmission between Master Bodhidharma and Master Taiso Ika. Or there is the learning of the mind with the mind, in pounding of rice and transmission of the robe, to shave one's head and dye one's clothes, are just to convert one's mind and to enlighten one's mind. To scale the city walls and go into the mountains is to leave one mind and enter another mind. That the mountains are being entered is thinking the concrete state of not thinking. That the world is being abandoned is non-thinking. To be amassing this state as an I is a matter of 2 or 3 bushels. 2 or 3 bushels? State of not thinking is an action, is not only an abstract matter, it is real content. To be playing with this state as karmic consciousness is a matter of 1,000 myriad concrete characteristics. There it is. In learning the truth like this, whether a claim has naturally accrued to the effective or whether effectiveness has yet to accrue to the acclaimed, secretly to borrow the nostrils of a Buddhist patriarch and let them expel air, or to use the hooves of a horse or a donkey to stamp the seal of real experience, is just a signpost for 10,000 ages. In brief, mountains, rivers, and the earth, and the sun, moon, and stars are the mind. But, just at the moment this is so, what state is being actualized before us? As regards the meaning of mountains, rivers, and the earth, mountains and rivers are, for example, a mountain and water, and the earth is not only this place. Mountains and water means nature. The earth is also a concept. Mountains may be many kinds. There is the great Sumeru, and there are the lesser Sumerus. There are mountains which lie horizontally, and those which stand vertically. There are those of 3,000 worlds and those of countless realms. There are those which depend on matter and those which depend on the immaterial. Rivers also may be of many kinds. There are celestial rivers and earthly rivers. There are the 4 great rivers. 4 great rivers. The Ganges, Sindhu, Vaksu, and Sita, thought to be ancient rivers, flow from Anavatapta, a lake inhabited by a dragon king where all fires of suffering are extinguished. Sounds like a great place. There are the 4 great rivers. There is the lake of freedom from heat. Okay, that's Lake Anavatapta again. There are the 4 Anavatapta lakes in the northern continent of Uttarakuru. One of the 4 great continents imagined by ancient Indians to surround Mount Sumeru. This is all wonderful stuff. There are oceans and there are ponds. The earth is not always soil, and soil is not always the earth. There can be earth in land, there can be earth in a mental state, and there can be earth in a treasure site. Earth is of myriad kinds, but that does not nullify the concept earth. There may be worlds in which space is seen as earth. There may be differences in the way that the sun, moon, and stars are seen by human beings and gods. The views of all creatures are not the same. Because this is so, what is seen by the mind of oneness is uniform. The mountains, rivers, and earth, sun, moon, and stars described above are already the mind. So should we see them as inner or outer? Should we see them as appearing or as leaving? At the moment of birth, is a bit of something added or not? At death, is a speck of something taken away or not? Where are we to place this life and death, and these views of life and death? The past was simply one moment of the mind, then a second moment of the mind. One moment of the mind, then a second moment of the mind is one moment of mountains, rivers, and the earth, then a second moment of mountains, rivers, and the earth. Because the mountains, the rivers, and earth, and so on, are beyond existence and non-existence, they are not great or small. They are not attainable or unattainable. They are beyond recognition and non-recognition. They are beyond penetrability and impenetrability. And they do not change with realization and non-realization. We should definitely believe that when the mind thus described is acquiring by itself the habit of learning the truth, that is called the mind learning the truth. This belief itself is beyond great and small, existence and non-existence. Our present learning of the truth, knowing that a home is not our home, giving up our families and leaving family life, this is beyond estimation as great or small, and is beyond estimation as near or far. It is beyond all the patriarchs from the first to the last, and is beyond ascending and descending. We have development of things of 7 feet or 8 feet. We have devotion to the moment for ourselves and for others. The state like this is just learning the truth. Because learning the truth is like this, fences, walls, tiles and pebbles are the mind. Learning the truth is never that the triple world is solely the mind, or that the Dharma world is solely the mind. It is fences, walls, tiles and pebbles. Before the Kantsu years it is nurtured. After the Kantsu years it is broken. Alludes to the words of Master Sozen Kyonin. Before the Kantsu years, this humble monk just stood. After the Kantsu years, Kantsu was the name of the era during the reign of the Tang. Gosh, it's complicated, isn't it? It is dragging through the mud and staying in the water, and it is binding oneself without rope. It has the power to extract a gem, and it has the skill in entering water. There are days when it is released. There are times when it disintegrates, and there are times when minutely it fades away. It is not in the same state as outdoor pillars, and it is not on a par with stone lanterns. Because it is like this, in running barefoot we are learning the truth, and who will put in their eyes and look? In doing a somersault we are learning the truth. Everyone has the state of just following circumstance, at which moment falling walls allow us to learn the 10 directions, and the absence of gates allows us to learn the 4 quarters. Well, establishment of the Bodhi mind. This is sometimes achieved in life and death, sometimes achieved in nirvana, and sometimes achieved in circumstances other than life and death and nirvana. It does not depend on a place, rather, at a place where the mind is established, the establishment is unhindered. It neither arises from circumstances nor arises from wisdom. It is the Bodhi mind arising, and is establishment of the Bodhi mind. Establishment of the Bodhi mind is beyond existence and beyond non-existence. It is beyond good, beyond bad, and beyond indifference. It does not originate from a reward state, and it is not always impossible for gods and sentient beings to realize. It is simply that, in time with time, we establish the Bodhi mind. Because the establishment is not concerned with circumstances, in the very moment of establishment of the Bodhi mind, the whole Dharma world establishes the Bodhi mind. The establishment seems to turn circumstances around, but circumstances are not aware of it. Subject and object are extending one hand together. At the same time, the establisher is extending his or her own hand and is going among alien beings. Even in states such as those of hell, hungry ghosts, animals and asuras, we establish the Bodhi mind. Let's finish with this poem. The naked mind, moment by moment. All things in the moment state are the naked mind, which is beyond separation into one moment and 2 moments. It is moment. Lotus leaves are roundness on roundness. Their roundness is like a mirror. Spines of water chestnuts are pointedness on pointedness. Their pointedness is like a drill. We say that lotus leaves are like mirrors, but they are moment, moment. We say that chestnut spines are like drills, but they are moment, moment. It's beautiful stuff. Anyway, thank you for listening. Take care.